Queensland Senator Fraser Anning is refusing to apologise for his maiden speech to Parliament, despite outrage and widespread condemnation from the Prime Minister down. The speech, which has invoked similarities to Pauline Hanson's warning that Australia risked being swamped by Asians, included calls for an end to Muslim migration, and a return to the White Australia policy. But the comment that incited the most outrage was that the final solution to the immigration problem was a popular vote. Qatar Australia Party Senator Fraser Anning has refused to back down from his maiden speech to Parliament. AAP, the term "final solution" was used in Nazi Germany, during the murder of millions of Jews. The strongest condemnation came from Energy Minister Josh Frydenberg, whose mother survived the Holocaust. Speaking on the Today Show, Mr. Frydenberg said the remarks were extremely ignorant, hurtful, divisive, unacceptable. Fraser Anning should not only retract his comments, but he should immediately go and visit a Holocaust museum and hear firsthand from survivors how raw the pain is, and hear about and see the destruction and devastation caused by the Nazi killing machine. Mr. Frydenberg said, "You see, 10 million people lost their lives to the Nazis. 6 million were children. It's totally unacceptable for an Australian Member of Parliament, let alone any Australian, to utter those words, and he should retract them." But Mr. Anning was standing firm. Also appearing on the Today Show, the senator said the comments were taken out of context, and he hadn't even thought about their significance. "The fact is, all I said was the final solution to the immigration problem is a vote of the Australian people," he said. "That has nothing to do with the final solution. The thought police got onto that. I'm a strong supporter of the Jewish community, and always have been. For everyone to take it out of context is a joke and an attempt to try to shut down debate. It was never meant to denigrate the Jewish community and its two words, and if it offends anyone, unfortunately, that's the way it has to be." He infuriated more than the Jewish community. The Qatar Australia senator called for a return to a European Christian immigration policy, and went further against Muslims, saying they don't assimilate and integrate. Labour MP Tony Burke has called Senator Anning's speech vile. AP, the record of Muslims who have already come to this country in terms of rates of crime, welfare dependency and terrorism, and the worst of any migrant group. He told the upper house, "The majority of Muslims in Australia of working age do not work and live on welfare. While all Muslims are not terrorists, certainly all terrorists these days are Muslims, so why would anyone want to bring more of them here?" On the Today Show, Mr. Anning reiterated his comments, saying, "I don't want those people in this country, and I think the vast majority of Australians agree with me. People are being murdered by these people, and I personally think our Australian government's job is to protect Australian people." The reaction overnight was swift and strong. The Prime Minister tweeted that, "We reject and condemn racism in any form," and Labour's Penny Wong blasted the speech. Opposition frontbencher Tony Burke made an impassioned late-night speech of his own, telling the House of Reps not to give the likes of Fraser Anning what they want. They want to incite a debate, and the debate, when it happens, when you hit back, is exactly what they might have hoped for," Mr. Burke said. "But there has to be a point when this Parliament says enough." Mr. Burke said the comments were vile. "If we continue to hold back, they get exactly what they want. They are the words of people who hate modern Australia, people who hate who we are as Australians." Senator Anning pointed to the Burke Street massacre, to underline his point in Muslims and terror. But he was wrong. The man who mowed down pedestrians in his car was Greek, and suffering severe mental health issues. Fraser Anning received just 19 votes as a one-nation candidate at the 2016 election, but replaced Malcolm Roberts when he was disqualified for being a dual citizen. He then defected to Qatar's party. And despite the outrage over his speech, he's likely to gain traction among the conservative right, and realistically, rightly or wrongly, improve his chances of re-election next year. Copyright 9 Digital Thai Limited 2018.